All right. 2022 BMW M5 CS versus Dodge Charger Hellcat Redeye. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the Charger Hellcat Redeye. And that is the new M5 CS.
My fault. I was doing something. My fault. Just trying to make sure everything's straight. You feel me?
The M5 CS. The quickest and most powerful BMW ever made. It's over 200 pounds lighter than the M5 competition, has 10 more horsepower, and is adorned with carbon fibre, gold bronze accenting, and carbon ceramic brakes. All competition sport goodies significant enough to make you ignore that extra dent in your wallet.
Or you can loosen your cravat, realize money is actually a thing, and save $50,000 by getting a Charger Hellcat Redeye. It has the same number of doors, but more power than that BMW, on paper, and a higher
On
top
paper.
speed. But most importantly, it has a no F's given attitude. This is the ultimate super sedan showdown. If you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing around. So subscribe and hit the bell.
All right.
Before we do this,
Yes.
and you get slaughtered,
No. What? No.
feast your eyes on the new M5 CS.
All right. Listen. This is a beautiful car.
It's wonderful.
It's really good looking.
It is arguably, maybe apart from the M2 CS, the best looking current
Well, Trey,
BMW.
thank you for the follow.
I
Appreciate
agree.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway, for this year, I have a new hood.
Ooh.
Yes, it gives it a more sinister look, they say.
Okay.
Need I remind you, James, that this company likes to have fun. BMW is very serious. Well, they're a bit playful, but this company likes to have fun. The color names for this car, you know what this one is?
This is Hellraiser.
It is Hellraiser,
Same
that's
as
right.
the Superstock.
I have a list here of all the color names, okay? And like, they're seriously fun. I'm gonna read them to you, ready?
Okay, all right.
We got Frostbite, Go Mango, Hellraisin, Cinnamon Stick, Smoke Show, Triple Nickel, White Knuckle, Camel Toe, it's like a light brown, Harry Pewter.
Yo, what am I
Purple
hearing right now?
Nurple.
Why do I feel like you made up most of those?
I did. About halfway, they started being completely fake. But you get the idea,
Yes,
right?
okay, they're fun color
Yeah.
names, right? But this,
Yep.
the M5,
Uh-huh.
this is a new color, $5,000 option,
$5,000.
frozen deep green metallic.
5K is tough.
It looks like it gets dirty really easily.
Yeah, matte.
No, James. Thomas.
I wasn't calling you Matt. Okay, colors aside then,
Yeah.
yes, that has 797 horsepower. And yes, this costs $170,000.
Say it. So what's that number?
$170,000.
So read it louder so everyone can hear.
$170,000. But
So much money.
627 horsepower,
Yeah.
four-wheel drive,
Yeah.
BMW's cheeky underrating power.
100% guaranteed to be that, yeah. Also, these are both, I just want to say these are both really cool four-door sedans. I
Very
love the fact
Yeah.
that we got these numbers, these prices,
tough, I ain't
this
gonna lie.
styling, like color.
Well, they're
Four-door
both, they're
sedan.
both,
It's
they've
so
both subtly upgraded to the top trim, right? The Redeye just has a little red eye, and this just has some bronze accents. And the
What do you mean it just, what do you mean subtly upgraded? It's just bronze, 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 carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, honk, honk,
But
beep,
I still think-
honk, beep, punch.
Nah, that's dead mad carbon fiber. though, I'm
Can we
not
go
gonna lie.
down to drag race now?
Yeah, you're done, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. On any normal day, a Hellcat Redeye is a very formidable foe. But from the seat of an M5 CS, I'm not worried. It's a pain in the ass to get this into launch control mode, but I've done it. I'm in manual mode, DSC off, Sport Plus engine, launch control activated.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
I'm
definitely want to
just-
see
he's
which
gonna
one
get
is
smoked.
faster. Cause
He's going to make smoke while getting smoked.
Okay.
Cause like they're both like
All right.
really good
as
cars,
you've
bro.
probably seen before on Throttle House, for some reason, I always end up in the Hellcats. These cars are literally impossible to launch on a non-prep surface. That said, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get it off the line quickly, and I have noticed that the launch control in this is a little bit better than I remember. It does spin the wheels like crazy, though, so let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. Come on, 797 horsepower.
I should turn this up.
Okay, here we go. Twin turbocharged V8 versus supercharged V8.
Please do not violate my ears.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go. Oh, what the hell?
What? I got a speed warning. Shut up, speed warning.
Nah, that Beamer is gone.
Ooh, holy mother of God. What are you doing, BMW? What are you doing? Oh, there's a charger. Is it? This feels like a 911 Turbo S.
It looked like a cartoon. It left an M5 CS shaped cloud where it was.
That's crazy.
What the? That's the most insane. The gap. I might as well have not even done the race.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
I was killing myself laughing. It was so comical.
Wow.
What on earth? Did it hurt?
You know how like that's a selling point for the Turbo S?
Yeah.
That might just on its own, I haven't tracked this yet, but it might on its own be a selling point for this.
What?
Was your launch,
On
all
earth?
things considered, was your launch okay?
It was fine. I mean, it's as good as you get in a Hellcat. Like, honestly, I was fully distracted by
They should
looking
do a
up
pool from
and
like
see- I
50
literally
or 60.
looked up and was like, you were halfway down the strip, and I
Hopefully
was
they
getting
do that.
going.
Wow, the speed.
Okay. Back to reality. Let's remove your godlike launch control system and put you in rear-wheel drive only mode and see what you got. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
All right.
Take a breather.
I can't go over that.
Take a minute.
What are you doing, BMW? What are you doing? That shouldn't move like that. The M5 Comp doesn't move like that. All right, two-wheel drive. Okay, so Thomas has taken away my all-wheel drive advantage, and I have no longer got launch control.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, all right, keeping traction.
It's a bit more fair.
Oh.
Yeah, dang. Got me this time.
Okay, now my foot's to the floor. 160, 180.
And it,
160 to 180 that
at the
fast?
top end.
Oh, he's there.
It just
He's there.
went up 20 miles in like a second, bro. Nah, that's
The bird
crazy.
Has pooped on the windscreen for me so that I haven't got to do it. Thank you, Bird. Really appreciate it.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Hellcat. Guys, like, no. The Germans got you beat, fair and square. You're
Hey.
pulling away at the top end.
It felt like it,
You
yeah.
didn't feel it was. You were gapping me.
Yeah.
Like, you got a better launch, because these things are bloody impossible to get off the line, and then you just kept walking away.
I did, yeah.
How many horsepower did they put in it?
The right amount.
Ugh, so
BMW.
annoying. It's got to have 900 horsepower.
Wow.
What's this? What do they say that it has?
627.
My ass.
Nah,
All right, let's do a roll
627
race,
is
because that
doing-
will change
nah.
nothing.
Nah, there's
Stupid
no way.
BMW.
Okay. And
Go.
oh, it's close.
There's just no way.
And no, he just.
There's a no
100%.
way. It gotta be the
Just more
driver.
horsepower.
Nah, what is this?
Oh,
That's insane. This has 797 horsepower, everyone.
Yeah, like at the end of the day,
Oh,
the
Lance
horsepower is
Armstrong
supposed to
was
win,
coming.
especially
You
if they
were
doing
not
it like that,
You were walking away.
where they start at a certain
Honest.
speed and then go.
This is the big, loud American showing off everything he's got.
Yeah.
And then this is the European. What's the Talladega Nights? This is Sacha Baron Cohen.
I mean, I'm on the BMW
Yeah.
side anyways. I'm
Say
just
that you love crepes.
saying.
Yeah.
It still knows what it can do.
In
It's
terms
insane. Like,
of horsepower,
do you know the weights of these?
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't, do you? He's not. Here they are.
This is 4,100 pounds.
That's actually
41.
quite light for that.
Really
That's
light.
why
Yeah.
I would
it's
be
a
very
lot
shocked if that was any
lighter.
lighter.
Either way, this has
Because it's lighter?
797 horsepower, and I really was hoping that I was going to be able to walk you in the roll. That was a
Because it's lighter, that don't need like nearly as much like horsepower, and like it'll still be able to go. But like I was not expecting it to be like by like that much though. Like I was dead expecting the BMW to like low key get gapped. Show us the M5 CS, but like, nah, I mean,
perfect roll race. Everything went perfectly.
Perfect.
not like a big
Just-
gap,
The
Yeah.
power to weight is just
like a
better.
little
And-
Yes.
3 feet
And
gap
therefore,
probably.
this is a better car.
But you know what, though? You know what?
Yeah.
Okay. How often, really, are you launching off of? You're never launching. You live at your top speed, and this
Oh, wow, traffic
this
lights.
is the fastest 4-door muscle car.
The M
in the
series go
world.
crazy
So I'm gonna do
for
the track.
sure.
See ya. Okay, obviously, it's not all about speed. It's also about how cars go around corners. And Dodge is great at that. Not really. The Challenger is a big boat. I called it an idiot on the track, actually. And I've been always worried that the Charger version of it would be just the same. But before we get to that, how is it to live with? Well, Dodge has given this some fancy stuff because it's the Redeye version, including a speedometer that goes all the way up to 340 kilometers an hour and some black badging that says SRT there. Other than that, it's basically no different to a Charger or a Challenger that costs a fraction of the price.
At least on the inside. On the outside, it gets the regular Hellcat wide body, which gives it these P0 performance tires and SRT-tuned Bilstein competition suspension. It also gets big Brembo brakes to stop its more than 4,500 pound behind. And on top of that, it gets 80 more horsepower than the regular Hellcat.
But at least they haven't ruined the livability of it because it's a Redeye. I'm in track mode right now, and honestly, the damping is still fine. It's a bit stiff, but in comfort, it's totally livable.
That
The
car
seats are
looks so
comfortable.
good.
There's
I'm not even gonna
tons
lie.
of visibility and
It's a good
headroom
car
and
right there.
space, and there's rear seats that are usable for a normal human being. As you saw on the straightaway, oh, the power is insane. And out here, it doesn't feel any different. It's just, oh, it's just,
And that little whine that it has
that
too.
supercharger scream up front. Oh, that doesn't get old. It really doesn't get old. Dodge is adamant that they make these cars for fun. First and foremost, fun. And you know what? That's true. Because this isn't as good to drive as a Camaro. It's not as sharp as a Mustang. And let's not talk about the Germans. But what it does do is put a big, big, big old dumb smile on your face. Because holy crap, is this car fun to drive. Everything about this car feels like a guilty pleasure for some reason. I feel like I'm watching Love Actually while listening to Let It Go, Frozen. I mean, watching
Okay.
Die Hard while listening to Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Okay, let's get this out of the way quickly because we're on the track. Does the M5 CS work as a road car? Answer, yes. I've been living with
Yeah.
this. The suspension is firm, but in a very German way. It's a bit like the 911 Turbo, where it stays composed, but if you
That's the
really,
Porsche,
really
right?
need a wee,
911 Turbo.
it isn't so great. That is anecdotal. The interior is very much like the new M5 competition. In fact, it benefits from the LCI stuff, so we've got these new things going on here. But the CS parts of it, with the Alcantara steering wheel, the CS badge here, these unbelievable seats, which as far as I can tell, even though they might have a different part number, are the same as in the new M3 and M4. And the seats in the back are a triumph. You're literally going to be, if you have kids, the coolest parent ever when they get in that. It's basically a cockpit back there as well. But you are saying goodbye to some tech.
What
This
clip
doesn't
was
get
that?
lane keep assist.
What kind
It
of
doesn't
clip?
get radar cruise control. It doesn't get the 360 camera. But you still have storage space in the doors. You've got this thing here. You've got the center cubby here. It's a bit stiff in this car. Oh, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. So you don't get that. BMW don't have to know about that. No center cubby in this. I guess it has that in common with the M2 CS. And then what's the other thing that threatens the ability to daily drive this? Is the performance too much? It doesn't matter, because BMW's engine and transmission tuning, I think is second to none. AMG could learn a lot from this, because despite all the power it has, it is just so easy to drive. The transmission, this 8-speed ZF, is beautiful on the road. You're never afraid of the power, but you're always aware of it. And there is so much power. Guess what? It is now lighter than an Acura TLX Type S. And forget the E63S, this is lighter than a C63S Coupe. It's a whole class below. So what does that mean when it comes to being in the driver's seat? Well, it's got a massive toll on the steering in that it's so improved over the normal M5 competition, which was one of our only issues with the M5 competition. These tyres, the lighter weight, there's more feel coming through the steering. I'm more aware of what the front wheels are doing. It feels like an M4. I just lost the rear end there. It doesn't feel heavy. And the power.
Yo, CS is so tough. Yo, that
But
car
more
is
than
so
the power,
fire.
The turn-in on this, that is turning in like an M4.
Okay, so it feel like an M4 when you
Yeah,
drive
okay,
it,
that
but-
ZF 8-speed is not as exciting on the track as AMG's 9-speed. Now, it makes you wonder because, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm blindly driving this like it's an M2 CS. That shouldn't, I have to keep reminding myself, this is an executive sedan. Whatever you call it, compact executive luxury, it's an M5. And it's driving like an M4, and almost like an M2. And you know what? It's fun. As a result of the weight savings in this car, for whatever reason, it's not as insulated. On the highway, it's not whisper quiet. It's very quiet. You can still have a perfectly normal conversation at 100 kilometers an hour. But kind of on the flip side of that, the other thing we found with the M5 competition is, and it's like pivotal to the impression you get when you drive it, is it hides its speed so well, and I'm sure that's fantastic on the Autobahn, but I for one like the sensation of speed, and in this car you're not as insulated from it, so it's more engaging, and speed it does have.
Okay, before I start being really stupid with it, quick technical assessment. Brakes, not very good, but the turn-in on this car is really great. The steering weights up beautifully with actually a lot
that
of
car
weight
looks,
to it.
like,
I can
angry,
feel what's going
bro.
on in the front end very easily. And this is better balanced than the Challenger. I feel like I have control over the rear end, and it limit oversteers going into corners on the brakes. Transmission too, oh, it's so sharp. It's very sad, like it works really well in auto mode, but I don't use auto mode because the paddles are so fun.
Man,
There
you
is a
should-
little bit of understeer, yes.
way
But
better.
it doesn't really matter because
with the
even if you get
battery.
understeer, you just
Way
tap
more
the throttle
enjoyable.
and that happens. It's so engaging to drive. It's constantly losing traction in the rear end. And there's lots communicated from every part of it. Yeah, it feels heavy, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know. It's a fun heavy, not an annoying heavy. This is the type of car that you have to manhandle. By the way, I asked Dodge. They still don't know what that weird harmonic is that you heard there in second gear. It doesn't seem to like to stay near the red line during a slide. Third gear doesn't do that, but second gear
They don't
does.
even know what. Nah, what? They don't even know like what
It's
their own
so
car.
fun to
Nah,
drive.
that's crazy. to me.
I think this
That's
is
crazy.
one of the most fun sedans or even cars that I've driven on this track this year. It's crazy good. If you're thinking about buying one of these, do it.
Yeah, okay, Thomas is doing ridiculous acrobatics with the Redeye, and this is a more serious track monster. But it has a two-wheel drive mode, which means it's every bit the hooligan. Oh, that's unbelievable. It doesn't do it with the same roaring AMG that the E63S did it, or quite with the same ease, although that might be down to tires. But it does it. I'm trying to think. The M4 is just above half the price of this, and it's not half the car. And saying this drives like an M4 makes you think, well, why don't you just get an M4? Well, for one thing, this doesn't look like a Perineum. Sorry, M4.
The M5 CS is
Don't look
faster
that
than the M4, ain't it?
And the M4 does not have a 4.4 litre twin turbo V8. But they both can do that. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's good. All right, I gotta try that Redeye.
We each grabbed each other's cars and put them through their paces. James was reminded just how fun anything with a Hellcat badge can be, and I was completely and utterly blown away by the M5 CS. It feels leagues sharper and lighter than the M5 Comp, and it was genuinely engaging. The more I pushed it, the better it got, and it didn't let itself down anywhere. I had no doubts that it was going to turn out an incredible lap time. But first, let's look at the fastest lap in the Redeye. As usual, our rules are 1 warm-up lap and only 5 hot laps for me to set the fastest time I can. And yes, these laps were done at the beginning of the day when the tires were still fresh. Now, the Redeye. Just by driving it, I knew it was going to be faster than the Challenger, but it's still a big, heavy muscle car, and as you can see, most of the effort was going towards trying to keep the power down through the corners. This car just wants to spin its tires all the time. It's great fun, but it's not that quick. Let's watch the rest of the lap.
Yeah, so you gotta force the car to make that turn.
Okay, now, the M5 CS. I immediately realized that this was going to be a very quick lap. I couldn't believe how much this thing handled like a smaller, lighter car. It turns in with incredible precision, and once you get past the cornering grip level limit, which is very high, the handling characteristics are spot on. So I could easily drive it right at the edge. The all-wheel drive system also did a great job of letting me drive it like a rear-wheel drive car on the throttle, but would still put down its crushing power out of the corners. Let's watch the rest of the lap.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm dead just listening to the car. I'm dead just listening to the car.
Okay. I have the lap times.
Oh, Wow, this sounds. You put some heat into this, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fan. The fan will go forever in these. Like, it depends. Okay, so
The
How's it
M5
going?
definitely
really
did
really
better,
quickly,
for
both
sure.
of these are brilliant handling sedans. This is honestly, well, I
Yeah.
mean, you drove it. It's fun, but when you really start to push it, it actually has some very good dynamics.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it has a fast lap
I was
time,
gonna
though.
say fun is its priority.
Yeah, the brakes in this are garbage. Like, I know they're very proud of them. I'm sorry, guys. They're just not. But we bed them in even and made sure that they were good. They're just not powerful enough. The brakes in this are like they're like being hit by a bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited right now.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah, I'm pacing.
I'm
Okay, you ready?
conflicted because these are technically giant sedans.
Yes.
And the Challenger Redeye was very slow last time.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was like a 116.
116.
But I've always thought the Charger was a better driving car than
It
the
is
Challenger.
absolutely a better driving car. It's better balance. It's easier to drive
And this,
fast.
and I think this is fantastic.
Yep.
And I know it's sublime and amazing, but it can't possibly match the. You didn't look as fast as the M2 CS on the track, but on the straights, I had the V8, the 600. I don't know. What is it?
What are your guesses? I'm curious.
All right, so my guesses were
Yeah.
based on the 116 from the Redeye
Yeah.
Challenger, this would be a 114.8,
Okay.
so just over a second faster, which is quite significant.
Yeah.
And that this would be just a bit slower than an M2 comp, so like a 113.5, I think, would be where my head's at.
I mean, you're pretty close.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
absolutely wrong at the same time. Okay, so this one did a 1.4. You gotta,
I'll
you gotta
flex
give it a
in
little
that bonnet,
flex.
yeah. Go on,
Save
sorry.
and wait, save and wait. 114.1.
Okay, so I got the right.
Quite good.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with that. Don't think I can get any more
Alright.
of it. You watch the in-car, I was all over the place. It's a hilarious beast to drive. Now, the M5 CS, this is the this is the situation that we have here, okay?
What a car.
So what did the M2 CS do?
The CS is like a 110.
Yeah.
110.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
110.02.
Wow.
So a 110.0.
Nah,
Wow.
that's
Why?
crazy.
Because it's freaking unbelievable. This car is so good, and I couldn't the combination of how it felt like the new M4 in the corners. It
Yeah.
absolutely felt like the new M4, and then there's the engine turn, and then the power and the all-wheel drive coming out of the corners. My top speeds at the end of the little straightaways were absurd. Right? So not only does it make up time in the corners,
Yeah.
it makes up time in the straights. It's easy to drive.
Oh,
It's
that's
got
great.
all-wheel drive.
I'm so glad.
It's an unbelievable time. To
Yeah.
be fair, we haven't run the regular M5 around here, and I don't know exactly what it would be. Are you done?
Clicky.
But the M5 CS is, I don't care what anyone says, this is one of the best like big sedans that BMW's made in a long time. And it's just such a departure from the regular M5.
Wow.
It really is.
Okay.
And, as we mentioned, that departure does come at a little bit of a cost. Not just a financial one, because where the normal
This is a
M5
dope
focuses
video.
on luxury and
Very
speed
informative.
equally, the M5 CS, in true CS fashion, drops the luxury in place of sportiness. So, among
Nah, that
other
car is
things,
dead
the
fire.
ride around town is firm.
And it's a
The sound
four-door
system
too.
is average.
As
And as I
a
learned the
crazy
hard way,
0 to 60
there's no center
and
copy.
a good top speed.
But from the driver's seat, you
That's a
just
good car,
can't
bro.
care. It is that good.
And the Redeye is good in its own way. Obviously, it doesn't have the overall performance of the M5, but what it lacks in traction, it makes up for in sheer driving fun. It's better to drive than the Challenger, and with 4 seats, a trunk, and a supercharged V8 up front, it will go down in history as one of the most ridiculous everyday family cars ever made. But between these two, assuming price isn't an issue, personally I'd take the M5. It's probably BMW's best balance of performance and livability in years.
Agreed. I get a huge kick out of the Redeye, but if I'm choosing one today, it is the M5 CS. And I'd get a Durango Hellcat for the family road trips.
But James, now you've spent 300 grand.
Shh.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I want to see a track hole go against a Durango. I definitely thought that would be tough.